What happens when you ignore a Gemini man? When it comes to matters of the heart, Gemini men don't play games. Gemini men don't play mental games with you, and they won't hurt you on purpose. So, what happens when you decide to ignore a Gemini man? When you ignore a Gemini man, he will be annoyed and will eventually move on with his life. However, there are still tendencies that he will miss you and find ways to communicate with you. That way, he can understand why you are ignoring him. In other words, you can expect your Gemini man to chase you. If you are looking for more in-depth training to truly understand your Gemini man, what his behaviors mean, what he likes and dislikes, and how to get him hooked on you, then also check out Gemini Man Secrets. You'll find the link in the description below. Anna's book is jam-packed with great info about your Gemini man. That said, let's first look at a Gemini man's weaknesses and how he behaves when he's angry. Gemini man's weaknesses. A Gemini man is naturally curious, and he likes learning about a wide range of topics. However, a Gemini man's proclivity for knowing everything and flaunting it could make him a little nosy, and he may have a tendency to meddle in other people's affairs unnecessarily, which can create enemies. A Gemini man has two personalities, and this split nature allows him to observe every scenario from multiple perspectives. However, the struggle for supremacy between the two personas can make a Gemini man indecisive. While a Gemini man's dual nature benefits individuals in understanding multiple viewpoints, it can wreak havoc on their decision-making ability. Gemini men have trouble making up their minds and may continuously change their minds. His dual personalities may make them overthink things, increasing their restlessness. A Gemini man's spontaneity can sometimes be stressful. As a result, taking a break when needed can assist him in dealing with his worry. While a Gemini man's intelligence is a plus, it may cause him to overthink, further complicating his decision-making. When a Gemini man is mad. When a Gemini man gets mad at you, he may exhibit tense or nervous behavior. This is not due to any fear or anxiety. Rather, Gemini men have innate instincts when stress forces them to act in this way. If a Gemini man is communicating with you, he'll almost certainly be interested in whatever you do. A Gemini man may find it difficult to be alone. He may spend time with you even if he's angry with you. As a result, it's conceivable you'll be perplexed about his feelings for you. When a Gemini man is unhappy, he is prone to acting rashly and he may become unreasonable because of this. When you're worried about what a Gemini man will do when he's furious with you, keep in mind that he's expressive. Though it may be difficult to comprehend what a Gemini man means, his remarks and actions are a true reflection of his feelings. If you're looking for a more complete list of do's and don'ts that matter more than anything else to a Gemini guy, they're all in Gemini Man Secrets. Click the link in the description. When you ignore a Gemini man. 1. He gets annoyed. When you ignore a Gemini man, he may become increasingly irritated and annoyed with you. Gemini men are ruled by their intellect. They analyze and think about everything because they enjoy learning new things and attempting to solve problems. Your Gemini man will not be impressed if he accuses you of playing games with him. Instead, your Gemini man will be annoyed and will most likely not put up with it. As I mentioned before, when it comes to matters of the heart, a Gemini man just does not play games. A Gemini man may be annoyed when he starts to make assumptions about why you're being so difficult to please, which isn't a good thing. A Gemini man may believe you aren't that into him or that you are too preoccupied with other things to be in a relationship with him. So he'll most likely go on with his life in those situations. Worse, he may believe you are dating someone else. He'll want to break up with you. That is, if you aren't giving him enough attention, he may conclude that you simply don't have the time or energy to build a relationship with him. 2. He'll miss you. If a Gemini man realizes he's missing you, he'll simply blame it on the fact that he's become connected to you and doesn't want you to leave. But since you're the one who's ignoring him, continuing to ask for your attention would be tantamount to begging. Gemini men, on the other hand, do not beg for attention. He might, however, try to reason with you. Your Gemini man will probably not be able to let it go until he learns exactly what happened between the two of you. If a Gemini man is a genuine person who's only trying to love you right, your decision to avoid him will hurt him. If he doesn't care about your feelings and has never been that interested in you, he'll create reasons for missing you. A Gemini man will realize that he'll have to wait a little longer for his emotions to vanish totally, but they will. He'd rather cry in private and seem as if nothing is wrong in front of others. then ignore you when you try to reach out to him. 3. He moves on. When you ignore a Gemini man, this is a much more common occurrence, and you can either learn the hard way or heed my advice right now. Because Gemini men are not easily linked to others, and if you choose to ignore him, he will most likely go on to the next woman. You may believe a Gemini man is attempting to further inflict pain on you, but he's actually reasoning with his feelings. If you're not going out with a Gemini man anymore, he'll probably find someone else to date. You can't expect a Gemini man to pay attention to you if you ignore him. A Gemini man may remember you for a short time after that, but he will eventually forget about you. You must realize that Gemini men are sensible people who are not overly emotionally attached to others. Gemini men are high-maintenance individuals who know exactly what they want in a partner. If a Gemini man believes you are unable to give, he will simply go on with his life, believing you are not a suitable match. 4. He chases you. You can almost always expect a Gemini man to come back and chase you if you ignore him. You want a Gemini man to have a life away from you, yet that scares him enough that he returns to you. When you show a Gemini man how unhappy his life could be without you, he usually does a 180 and lavishes you with the love and attention you deserve. To him, you'll not only come across as a strong and independent woman, but you also demonstrate to him that his presence in your life isn't everything. When it comes to dating, the importance of having your own life cannot be overstated. You'll want to spend all of your free time with a Gemini man, which may irritate him and is unhealthy. Don't spam your Gemini man with text messages and phone calls and show him that you don't mind if he ignores you or follows his own desires. It won't help much with a Gemini man because they despise playing mental games. 5. He'll communicate. You won't get very far if you ignore a Gemini man. In fact, you'll almost probably be buying a one-way ticket to Heartbreak City. Gemini men enjoy communicating, and despite the fact that they are usually emotionally unavailable, you will have no trouble deducing their genuine intentions. He'll tell you whether or not he wants to be with you. And it's your obligation to accurately read those signs or simply listen to what he says. You can't expect a Gemini man to change just because you want him to. The good news is that there are more worthwhile pursuits than ignoring a Gemini man. There are better techniques to take if you've determined that you actually want to pursue him properly and get him to change for you. So, without resorting to ignoring him, let's see what else you may do to guarantee your place in a Gemini man's life. A Gemini man might want to talk things over with you, and as previously noted, they are generally communicative people. If you're realizing you need to know a lot more about how your Gemini man operates so you don't slip up, check out Gemini Man Secrets. It's chock full of practical advice and real-world tips women use to build a happy, successful relationship with the Gemini guys in their lives. Click the link in the description. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button. What happens when you ignore a Gemini man? Final thoughts. When you ignore a Gemini man, it could be risky. He'll get annoyed. He'll miss you. He might move on, and then you've lost him. He might chase you. He'll communicate, and if he does you'll get him back. If you've enjoyed this video and want more tips, make sure to like and subscribe.